on what they don't tell you about breastfeeding. Hey, really quickly. Oh, take these off. Hey, really quickly, I want to give you guys some really great tips on what they don't tell you about breastfeeding. One of the first things I just want to say is I'm not saying these things to scare you from breastfeeding. Breastfeeding was still one of the best experiences of my life. I would recommend any and every mom to do it because it is the best thing for you and baby. This is just some things to prepare new moms for what it's going to be like to breastfeed. So, first thing, what they don't tell you is a lot of older generations did not breastfeed. And in fact, think you are weird because you want to breastfeed. I can specifically remember my grandmother, who she didn't breastfeed either one of her children, but when I was breastfeeding my son, she had to help watch my kids when I went to work and stuff, so she had to learn how to warm up breast milk. And she also would just tell me, like, wow, like, I didn't know, like, she was really amazed at the whole experience, and she told me she wished she had done it. But I remember her saying to me in my early days of breastfeeding Noah that she said, the way he eating, you gonna have to put him on formula. And she wasn't the only person I heard that from. I heard that from plenty of black women who are within her generation, within my mom's generation as well. It's abnormal to breastfeed. It's not okay in their eyes, and it's not their fault that they feel that way. Remember that, because at one point in time, before there was ever a baby formula or whatever, for black women, we were looked at as wet nurses. So if anybody doesn't know what a wet nurse was, a wet nurse is somebody who is just simply there to breastfeed the baby. So if back in slavery time, if a white woman had a baby and she just didn't feel like breastfeeding that baby, black women nurse the babies. But remember, if a woman is producing milk, that's because she has a baby to breastfeed. So these black women would have to breastfeed these white children, and sometimes with multiple children, okay, and then go home and breastfeed their own babies. So breastfeeding to them was work, and two, it was exhausting. So when they came out with baby formula, it was almost like a break for us. Okay? It was almost like a break, like finally I don't have to do this.
Your baby. Yours to love, protect, care for. To be sure he gets the best of milk, ask your doctor about pet evaporated milk.
Finally, you know what I'm saying? And people jumped on it. They jumped on the bandwagon. Breast milk in the black community is definitely something that is making a comeback, okay? We're coming back in full force because we are trying to raise healthy babies, smart babies. We're trying to, and especially with the stigma on Western medicine in the black community and the community's distrust for Western medicine, we have decided to go back to more natural alternatives. Breast milk being the first vaccine, being the first antibiotic, being the first vitamin for baby. is what we are resorting to, and it is the best thing for us. One thing they don't tell you, breastfeeding can be painful, but it takes persistence. Now, the pain can come from the wrong type of latch. That baby isn't latching on correctly, and you should definitely go see a lactation consultant if something like that happens. Also, you can get a disease. Is it really called a disease? I don't know. But mastitis, which is more like, mastitis is a bacterial infection inside your breast, and it does hurt, okay? It hurts, okay? And another thing you can get is clogged ducts, which when you are breastfeeding, it'll make it like rock hard. So if you feel that coming on and you feel like it's a hardness in your breast, you want to get that milk out as soon as possible. And you can, if you're not near your baby, it's okay. You can do hand expression, which is where you just, it's the same motion that a breast pump does, but you're doing it with your hands, okay? And you just pour it into a cup, pour it into a bottle, pour it into a breast milk storage bag, but you want to get that milk out of there. Also, you can take ibuprofen while breastfeeding. I have been prescribed ibuprofen while breastfeeding. Nipple leaking. One thing they didn't tell me, and it shocked me to death, I'm not even gonna lie. I was breastfeeding my baby the first time, and then this nipple just started leaking, and her body was laying this way, so I thought she peed on me. And I went to go change her, and it was dry. Her clothes were wet, but the pamper was dry, and my mom was like, "You leaked on her, she didn't pee on you." And I was like, "I leaked on her." Then I was like, "Oh, okay. When you are breastfeeding, it doesn't matter which side. When you are breastfeeding, the other side will begin to leak. This is a hormone in your body that causes what they say letdown. It's just like a release. Your body naturally releases the milk. It can happen randomly. You can wake up in a pool of breast milk in your bed, like your bed's just soaking wet from leaking everywhere. You didn't leak through your bra, your shirt, your pajamas. So I do recommend, if you're gonna sleep, I used to sleep with a lot of bras on, but I stopped doing that because sometimes when you sleep with bras on, it can constrict your breast, bind your breast, and make your body think that you're trying to wean and stop breastfeeding. Also, if you want to sleep without a bra, you can go ahead, just lay some towels down. Lay some towels down on the bed and lay back and relax. By the way, my husband was very comfortable with all these things. He was very supportive in my entire breastfeeding journey. He kept me motivated, and I'm thankful for him. If you are not comfortable where you are, if you feel stress, that can be stress from work, that can be stress from the baby, just having a baby. That can be stress from maybe a loved one, that can be stress from bills, anything. When your body is under stress, it will stop producing milk. One thing they didn't tell me about breastfeeding, and I don't know why I didn't ask this, was teething. When the baby has nothing but gums, that is the easiest, smoothest time in the journey. But once he or she starts teething, you be ready to throw the whole towel in and the baby. So y'all keep all this, I'm done. So I remember crying when Noah was teething. I remember just like panicking, like not knowing what to do. Once again, your breastfeeding support group is definitely what comes in handy in this time. Lactation consultant, definitely what comes in handy in this time. Lactation consultants, they have, like I said before, tips and tricks. I'm not a lactation consultant, by the way, but they have tips and tricks on ways to get through that phase smoothly, that will reteach your baby how to latch onto your breast without biting. Also, you can use nipple shields during this time, during teething. But like I said, nipple shields can cause a reduce in your milk supply. The last thing that I wish I known about breastfeeding is that they tell you you're supposed to feed the baby every 2 hours. Well, 2 hours really feels like every 10 minutes. Get used to it, ladies. Happy nursing, and always remember, your worth is not measured in ounces. Thanks for watching.